My names are Simon Karanja Muigai, and as a Kenyan and a citizen, and also a Nakuru, a resident in Nakuru City, we have many things to say, and we have many things that we have viewed concerning the recent development in political arena. It now become clear that our president, Dr. William Ruto, has decided to sit together with the Azimio chief executive officer, Raila Odinga, so that they can discuss on matters pertaining to our nation, and that is the peace restoration, particularly in Nairobi and Kisumu. Let me say, in the past we have seen many things happen of this kind, and we have witnessed that it comes a time that many governments, including that of Daniel Moi, the government of Uhuru Kenyatta, the government of Mwai Kibaki, all of them had this kind of similar trend. But now, the most recent was that of Uhuru Kenyatta, and of which now we are taking matters this way, that we saw how the handshake brought down this country between Uhuru and Raila Odinga. It now become a blame to Kenya Kwanza government that they are carrying the burden that has already been transferred from the previous government now to the government of Dr. William shoulders. But now we're asking Kenyans now, let us become reasonable. Our president has only been in the office for 6 months. And within these 6 months, we are agreed with me that within 2 months, he was busy making his cabinet. So you can only ask William Ruto on matters pertaining to 4 months development and 4 months governance. But all the same, we find that there come a crowd of people, things are people who are not reasoning, because you should reason and find that Dr. William Ruto has had this government for a very, very short time. And to give him these blames is quite unreasonable, it's quite untenable, it's quite unacceptable for Kenya Kwanza government to be given blames on what had happened. Anyway, it was clear even in the treasury that some billions of money were taken away. It is even clear, Corona, during the COVID-19, some other billions were taken away. And now we find that as the government of Uhuru Kenyatta left the office, it left UNGA debt of about 6 billion, again to be paid by this government. So my appeal to Kenyans is that let us give the government of Dr. William Samoei Ruto a chance to organize itself and manage this dilapidated economy. It's an economy that is seriously in ICU and something that Kenyans should look with a lot of concern. Apart from that one, as we are now entering another program of almost handshake, we would ask the Kenya Kwanza government that as Nakuru residents, we want matters to be discussed, to be resolved within the confinement of law as provided by the Constitution of Kenya and the law that govern this land. Let us not go aside and say now we change law and we bring in another form of restructuring of the government. Let us not do that again. As they go together, we agree and we accept. And let me say, we appreciate the role of Raila Odinga. He's playing the opposition to remind the government and to keep the government toes. It is the same matter which was echoed. The same voice was echoed by Dr. William Samoei Ruto when he made it very clear that the opposition to have its own office and the opposition to be on its side, so that he wants the opposition to keep his government on toes, which means now that Dr. William Ruto is not against any opposition. He is not against. He wants the opposition to continue. He wants to be criticized. But the kind of criticism that we have witnessed of late is not criticism, it is hooliganism. I'm very sorry to say this. As people are moving around, vandalizing everywhere, doing things, destroying small people business. Somebody has taken a loan from Equity Bank of about 80,000 to come and be a street vendor, and somebody now comes and carries all the properties for that person. That person now gets into CRB. That person gets in trouble with the bank, and people are doing this. Now, let us do this, and let us reason this way. That we should, if we are doing any demonstrations, let us move at the middle of the road very peacefully, and let us not harass other people. Because this is something that has made Raila Amolo Odinga to lose a lot of credit. How can you get to a mortuary, destroy the mortuary, do other things in the mortuary? What has the mortuary to do with politics? After all, this is where the dead spirits are supposed to rest. You are disturbing even the dead spirits. So we are asking that as Kenyans, if anything like demonstration should come again, let us be within the confinement of law, and let us be very peaceful and be done in a reasonable way. But however, I ask the opposition, led by Raila Odinga, to take note, to behave like Masinde Muliro. I respect this guy and I even respect this man, wherever he is, whether dead or alive. Masinde Muliro did it very well. He could call a press conference and talk what he wanted. The same thing was being done by the late Jaramogi Odinga. He was calling the press conference in Nairobi. And he was doing it very well, and we could see him talking the television, and I was his supporter because he could speak something that could keep in my mind for a long time. Also the same thing with Masinde Muliro. So we'd ask Raila Amolo Odinga, without even demonstrations, sit down with members of press, call the NTV, call the Citizen, call the KBC, let them come and cover your table and tell us as Kenyans that we are hungry, and advise the government on what to do to get this money to buy unga for 190. But don't go to the streets, hurting innocent people, killing innocent people, and then you are calling yourself the chairman of Redemption Council of the people. We cannot agree on this. We expected you go, make your speech at Uhuru Park, they call your supporters, and could be a mamang of them, you don't know. You call us there, we listen to you, we do what we are supposed to do, and then from there we go to our members of parliament and tell them that now go and represent these people's voice in the parliament. We want this, and we want that. But however, I would ask the opposition in Kenya now to be providing a situation whereby they can make a debate within themselves, a very mature debate, and then present the matter in an orderly manner, particularly to the members of press. We are going to appreciate this. But let our capital city in Nairobi be free. Let Kisumu City be free. Let the common wananchi go to their daily work. Because these people, when they're not working, the country economy is getting down. Let us work. Kenyans are known to be very hardworking people, and allow us to work. So about what they are going to do, the discussion they are going to sit, we ask it should be done in a very good manner, expeditiously, it should be carried out reasonably, and it should be within the provisions of the law and the constitution of the people of Kenya. I asked Dr. William Ruto, not at any given time, to make a mistake to violate the constitution. I remember you took the Bible and you said you are going to uphold the constitution of Kenya, and Dr. William Samoei Ruto, our president, you are the custodian of the constitution of the people of Kenya and the constitution of this land. Let me say, we expect peace to prevail in this country. We expect Raila not to demand what is not supposed to be demanded. Talk of what is supposed to be talked. Demand what is possible. Don't give the government a lot of hurdles to jump. Because we also need the same government to serve the wananchi of Kenya. We also need the same government to serve other areas that we require the government to be there so that we can feel the weight of the government. So I ask you all to agree with me, and we pray that the matter that are going to happen between Dr. William Samoei Ruto, our beloved president, Uncle William, and the matter that's going to happen between him and Raila Amolo Odinga, let us see the two leaders behaving maturely, and let us have an outcome that is not going to infringe our constitution, to infringe our law. Let us be within those confinements when making decisions and when making any agreement. For Kenyans, we say, we love this nation and we live for this nation. Together we live and together we die. Thank you.